So, here we are. A new week, a new room, same old process. This is bedroom 5, otherwise known as Louis. This will be the biggest, most challenging room we have tackled to date. This room will boast one of our king-size, locally made beds, a relaxing, comfortable sofa bed, a large ensuite with a huge walk-in shower room, a quiet turret for work and/or reading, and of course wonderful views of the chateau's gardens in 2 different directions. It's going to be a lovely room, but there's plenty to do and it's not going to be easy.
Good morning and welcome to a cold, damp and rather foggy day in central France, Chateau de Bruges. Today is the day we're going to start on our 5th bedroom. The final bedroom on this first floor. The bedroom is in this door here. The ensuite to this room is going to be this bathroom that's in the end of the corridor here. Now I've already started last week, you see some clips of that where I've taken out the sink and the toilet. So my job today is to start knocking the old pink tiles off of the walls and preparing ready to knock through from this room into that room, which I'm a little nervous about. Possibly could be a supporting wall, so we might need to put a lintel or stuff in there, but that's why we're going to knock the tiles off, have a good look, good examination and see what we need to do. So wish us luck. Now this floor is being replaced, so don't worry too much about commenting about you should protect the floor. This is all going to be a tiled area, so most of this floor will come up for the plumbing and bits and pieces anyway, so that's why I'm just chucking them on the floor. As you can see, they come off fairly simply.
I was going to go down the route of like taking that off the wire and then feeding the wire through that tile and
Can't be arsed with that.
That's why you're the one holding the camera, Jake.
If anyone wants to buy these, we'll put them on Facebook Marketplace for a penny each, so contact us.
Not me.
Not that one.
So in what took the best part of 10 minutes, Dad had the 2 walls in question cleared of tiles and was ready to investigate the wall that was going to make way for a new door. Hold on to your hats everyone, this was a nervous watch.
So I've chopped off quite a lot of the render to expose where I think the top of the door frame would be, and I'm not seeing any signs of a lintel or anything supporting this side of the brickwork. You can see a change in material here, go from red brick up to the more traditional granite blocks, which I think the original walls would have been, so still suggests that there was for some reason another door through this way with a, I think maybe it was a staff entrance and a normal entrance, don't know, but there's no change in material at the sides of the doors, which I was expecting, so a bit confused at the moment, but I'm fairly certain there is no lintel supporting this wall upwards, so we may have to put one in. So what we're going to do now is go around the other side, expose the brickwork on the other side where the opening is half the way through, see what we can see there and how that construction's been done. So let's go through that side.
If you're lost already, don't panic. I was lost at this point too.
So you can see here, this is the alcove where we'd like to knock through to create the new entrance to the ensuite. It's exactly the same dimensions as the other doors in this room and all the other doors in the chateau. So it seems very strange that it wouldn't have been a door. So the plan is now to take off this decorative woodwork around here. Danielle's going to start stripping off this wallpaper because this wall's going to get quite damaged anyway, and this is going to be re-wallpapered, I think, this wall in the future. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just expose the construction so I can see where and if there's a lintel on this side, and then that will make a decision how we need to move forward.
So, simple, yeah? Thought so. Let's stick with it. I promise it gets easier to understand. So those thin bits of wood above Dad's drill is supposedly called lava board. It was what they used in the olden days to help plaster to smooth, flat surfaces, much like the lintel above the alcove. Dad is chiselling away at the wall to see how far back the lintel goes, to see how big a lintel we have to install the other side.
This is our brickwork on the other side, I'm guessing. Probably just one course of brick. Yep.
You're all the way through now then?
Yep. So I'm going to chain drill around the inside of this alcove, so when we angle grind on the other side we know exactly where the line's going to be. So we've got one course of bricks to go through, so we've got the perfect drill bit. Call out the big guns. Let's go.
Some would say overkill, Jimmy would say not big enough. Regardless, it's plenty angry enough for this wall. Once the train drilling was complete, it was time to start knocking out the bricks to create the doorway. Armed with a big old hammer chisel and a handful of wood offcuts, in no time Dad was knocking in the lintel for the new door. Impressive, eh?
One lintel in place.
And now for the fun bit. Again, in what felt like a matter of minutes, the wall was down, although it was about to get messy, real messy. You'll notice that Dad cuts the straight edge slightly inside where he wants the door to start. That way, when it's plastered square, it can be made nice and flush with the existing square edge, this side. Now here's a slow-mo for all those people out there who are desperate for it. I promise he doesn't always use that face when he's working hard. Speaking of working hard, here's Curious after a long day of sleep. Here's Dad chasing out the wall to run the water pipes from the bathroom sink that will sit inside the shelf below the window. This little angle grinder clearly wasn't making enough mess for Dad's liking, so he called for the big guns. I can't actually see you.
He passed my mask.
With the wall chased out, it was time to run the pipes into the cavity in the wall. Now this was nice and straightforward as those two pipes were already existing from the old sink. Now to feed the new hot water pipe down from the loft, where the room would have its own hot water tank. It gets run next to the soil stack so that it can be hidden within the same boxing in.
Okay, success. We have our hot water pipe running from here up into the loft. Wasn't too difficult.
Now remember that this floor is going to be tiled anyway, before questioning why we're cutting through the beautiful floorboards. The plunge saw and angle grinder made light work though of this hardwood floor to give Dad access to the beams.
So we've got the floorboards up where the waste is going to run from the shower. So shower tray is here, the waste will run across here, it'll knock out across the top of these beams. But we've also got the top of the wall from downstairs here, so just to give me a bit more work, I'll have to channel out of there as well to get the waste across to here and then into the soil pipe. So there's always something.
He certainly makes it sound easy, but this is no easy feat. Having to make sure that exactly enough is taken out of each beam to allow the shower waste pipe to have the correct fall on it. I can hear you asking, what have Danielle and I been up to all week? Well, here you go. Sanding walls, stripping wallpaper, sanding doors, stripping windows, sanding windows and sanding ceilings. Safe to say we've made a real mess of our own, but throughout all of that, Danielle has maintained her teenage bad girl image. The teenage bad girl is at it again. Who wears Christmas socks in January?
So we have received the delivery of our hot pass, so we're all very excited. Be excited, everybody. Woo! And we're going to open this and see what it looks like. It's going to need some building, but let's take a look first at the heating part. So just to remind you, this is going above the work surface on the new part of the kitchen, where we're going to have a hot pass through the door.
The only thing that this protective film was stopping was anyone actually being able to start making the shelf. Still, the team got it done and we put it in place and plugged it in. Now all we need is some guests to cook for. Anyone want to come and test it this year? Don't forget, if you have enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, leaving a comment, subscribing and ticking that notification bell. It's free and it really helps us grow as a channel. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.